Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Goaltending, where your why is bigger than your excuses. Today, we're diving into step 4 of the 5-step process to goaltending. And before we get into it, I want to thank you for tuning in, allowing me to be a part of your journey. The only ask is that you like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts and questions to join the conversation. Now, I do want to challenge you to take action on what we talk about today. Find a takeaway that you can apply to your journey to help you on the path. Don't just listen and then let it go in one ear and out the other. All right? Take action on what we're talking about today. And I want to remind you, today's episode is fueled by Prepping with Peppers. Excited to have them as a sponsor. Now, quick recap before we get into step 4. So far, we've gone through the first 3 steps of the goaltending process, and I want to talk through each one of those real quick. So step 1 is identifying your start and your finish. So we have to get very clear on what our long-term goals are, where we want to be at the end of our journey, so that we can align our mid and short-term goals with where we want to be in the long term. All right, so that's getting very, very clear on where we want to be at the finish line and then where we are in relation to that right now. Then step 2, identify what you have. So that's looking at your toolkit. That's looking at the things that you have right now that you're going to be able to use to help you in your journey. So that's knowledge, skills, and resources that you have right now. Step 3 is make a plan for progress. So that's where the actual planning starts to come into play, where you're actually looking at obstacles you expect to face in the journey, and then how you can use those tools that you identified in step 2, your knowledge, skills, and resources, to overcome obstacles that you will face along the journey. And now we're at step 4. So I want to break step 4 down into 3 different parts. But I want to start with the taking action piece. So when we're thinking through all of the steps, in the first step, we're just getting clear on what the goal is. Step 2, we're getting clear on what we have to help us. Step 3, we're making a plan by identifying what obstacles we're going to face and then how we plan to overcome those obstacles. Step 4 is when it's time to take action. All right, we have our plan in place at this point. We know what to expect. Now it's time to start taking action. So the first of the 3 pieces of step 4 is, what are the daily actions that we're going to start taking to knock this plan out so that we can actually reach our goal? So I want to break it down to just figuring out, what are the actions I need to take tomorrow? Before you go to bed each night, you can keep a notepad by your bed. You can use the notes in your phone. You can use whatever is the most useful resource to you, but you should go to bed at night knowing what daily actions you need to take the next day for it to be a success. And now, where you should be prioritizing multiple things in life, like whether you have family that you need to worry about, a relationship, kids, family, work, there's competing priorities. So it's your job to prioritize what you're doing that day. But every single day, you should be taking some kind of action towards your goal. Some days it may be 5-10 minutes. Some days you may be able to put a half hour to an hour toward it. And some days you may have even a little bit more time than that, depending on what you have going on. So you have to prioritize based on what other things you have going on in your life. But as you think about the next day, the question should be, what do I need to take action on? What do I need to accomplish for that day to be a success? It doesn't have to be making huge strides. It's about a compound effort. So as long as I take small actions daily, it will compound and add up over time. So figure out, before you go to bed at night, what are the actions I need to take tomorrow? Now, when you get up in the morning, you already know what the plan is. You don't have to hit the snooze button in the morning, because you know what the things are you need to accomplish first thing. Like, you set your alarm to when I need to get up to start taking the actions I need to take, and you stick to it. Health, fitness, fat loss, sleep, all goals that are impacted by the fuel you put into your body. I've tried meal prepping at home, and I've tried multiple meal prep companies, including those that deliver, but I'll be honest, nothing has been better than the meals I get from Prepping with Peppers. They offer fresh, never frozen meals on a weekly rotating basis so you don't have to get tired of eating the same meals over and over again. So save yourself some time for the things that matter most by ordering your meals at preppingwithpeppers.com. All right, so now that you have your daily actions in place, you know what it is that you need to accomplish the following day before you go to bed at night. And when you get up that day, you're ready to take action, right? Now, how do you hold yourself accountable? You have to put measures in place to hold yourself accountable. Now, some people have the discipline where they can hold themselves accountable. In all honesty, some people really haven't developed that discipline yet. And so in those situations, let's think about your community. Who are the people around you? Do you already have people that you trust, that you are able to share your goal with, what you're working toward, who will support you? Who is somebody that you can check in with, reach out to, like ask for help, that would be willing to talk to you daily, somebody that you're going to see regularly, that you can talk to about the challenges you're facing, that you can talk to about when you reach certain milestones, when you accomplish things. Can you get that accountability partner in your life with somebody that you already trust, know, and care about, and that cares about you? That's one way, finding that accountability partner. If you don't already have somebody in your life like that, the next step would be to find how you can connect to somebody who, has some type of common goal, is on a similar journey. And there's always ways to find that through networking groups, through social media groups, through talking with people that you work with already. And so by sharing your goal, putting it out there, you can find people who may be connected to that type of goal in some way. And then it's just about asking, would you be willing to be an accountability partner? Would you be willing to work together to help motivate and push each other? So that's another way. But if you don't have the discipline to do it yourself, an accountability partner is key. Like another option for that is getting coaches. It might cost, but with a coach, you're going to get not only reliable accountability, but you're also going to get somebody with expertise, background knowledge, and whatever it is you're pursuing that's going to help ask the right questions to continue to push you forward, that's going to be able to provide the right advice, and that's going to be able to draw out that best effort within you because they have the experience to do that. So that's the next level up. If you're ready for a coach, that's a good way to go as well to help with accountability. So there's a lot of ways to approach it, but ultimately you figure out the daily actions you need to take, know what that is every night, and then figure out how you're going to maintain accountability, how you're going to make sure that you stick to it, to take that action. And now the third piece to step 4 is maintaining motivation along the journey. And the way that you do that is through visualization. And there's multiple ways to do that. You can actually do active visualization where you close your eyes, you picture, what it'll feel like when you accomplish your goal. I've talked about that in the past in step 1 when you're figuring out your why and what's going to motivate you along the journey. So active visualization of seeing what it will feel like when you accomplish your goal, that's one way to help maintain motivation. But when it comes to those daily actions, another good thing is to have something that you're going to see every single day to remind you of the actions that you need to take. That's going to help with that accountability for yourself or with an accountability partner. You can have some kind of elaborate agenda that lists out your action items that you're going to look at every day. You can create a vision board, which I'm a huge fan of vision boards, to where you actually not only have something to remind you of your long-term goal on the vision board, but you can actually have reminders or some kind of checklist of daily actions that you want to take. You can hang up pictures either on your mirror or by your bed or in your office cubicle or in your car, places that you're going to be and see every single day. Do you have a picture? Do you have a checklist? Do you have some kind of reminder of the goal that you're working toward and the actions you need to take to get it? That's ultimately the key piece there, is getting active visualization in your life that you're going to see every day as a reminder and a motivator to take those actions. So that's step 4. You're just looking at what are the daily actions that I need to take, setting yourself up for those actions the next day. It's not always going to be the same every single day, but every evening you should be looking at, what does tomorrow look like? What actions am I taking tomorrow? That way, when you wake up, you're ready to go. You're ready to hit the ground running and knock those goals out. And then you need your accountability to reach them, and having visualization of some kind to help maintain motivation to take action toward the goal and remind you of the actions that you need to take. You throw that all together and you are on the way to getting that goal. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, allowing me to be a part of your journey. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share it, and comment with your thoughts and questions to join the conversation, and let's grow.